Mr. President, during the last 30 years, the top 1%'s income and wealth has increased 300%. Middle class dropped 10%.
Hey, I'm Nate. I'm like any teenager. I play guitar, watch TV, go to school, and play video games. And I also work a minimum wage job. Politicians across the country are giving their opinion on the minimum wage. Not all minimum wage workers are children. 84% are aged 20 or older. And Secretary of Labor Tom Perez does not support Governor Christie's opinion. And in Pennsylvania, Governor Tom Wolf agrees we should raise the minimum wage. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Governor Scott Walker dances around the topic in a recent debate.
Do you believe a Wisconsin worker can live on our minimum wage? Do you believe the state has an obligation to make sure workers are paid some sort of minimum wage, and if so, what that should be? I need an answer.
Yeah, and my point is, I believe the state should be focused on helping people create jobs that are much greater than the minimum wage. I was paid the minimum wage when I worked at McDonald's as a kid. I used that to save up for money in college. I didn't expect that that was going to be my lifetime's work.
Former President Bill Clinton believes if you raise the minimum wage in a phased way, it always creates jobs. Because the people who make the minimum wage, or near it, are struggling to get by. They spend every penny they make. They turn it over in the economy, they create jobs, and they create opportunity. So it's just the right thing to do, but it's also very good economics. It's not a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. It's a people issue. 35 years old is the average age of most minimum wage workers. $7.25 an hour comes out to be $14,500 a year. It's $4,000 below the poverty line. 140,000 new jobs will be created with a minimum wage raise.
I think that raising the minimum wage would be bad for the economics of Pennsylvania, simply because small businesses wouldn't be able to afford to pay their employees that little, or that much rather. And there wouldn't be as many jobs then, so it wouldn't be a very good choice to raise it.
With minimum wage, we can't really do anything because it's only $7.25 an hour, and that's not even enough to buy whatever we need to live. We can't support ourselves with homes, motels, or anything. We just have to go off and live with family because we can't get anything with minimum wage.
The decision to raise or lower the minimum wage certainly impacts families. On one hand, families who own small businesses will be impacted by paying more in employee salaries. Some say that raising the minimum wage will have a negative impact on those businesses and the economy.
It has been 4 years since minimum wage workers have received a pay raise. Now, making $15,000 a year working full-time is simply not enough to get by in the United States. Think about the cost of rent, food, transportation. These costs keep going up, but the minimum wage does not.
Raising the minimum wage will allow people who have 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet the ability to work less and spend more time with their family.
I believe that minimum wage should be raised so that kids who are seeking to go to college or post-secondary education can afford that lifestyle without having to get more than 2 or 3 jobs and can live off the money they're making with just maybe 1 or even 2.
Paul Clark, political activist and chaplain at Albright College in Reading, Pennsylvania, believes that families would be affected by the minimum wage raise.
It is essential that the living wage be established. It's not just that the minimum wage be established. We have to get a living wage for people so that they can actually live. If somebody's working 2 or 3 jobs, either a dad or a mom or both, if they're working 2 or 3 jobs, there's no time they have time for parenting, there's no time they have time for helping kids with homework, with their education, with mentoring. These words that get thrown around so loosely those things do not get done. There is no time for that. If people are learning a living wage, they also have free time not just for their nuclear family, they also have free time to do work in the community. They have time to get together, talk to each other, discover what they need as a community, and start talking about it.
So there you have it. Two sides on a really important subject. But should there really be a debate? According to the U.S. Labor Department, if the U.S. raised the federal minimum wage, 2 million people would be lifted out of poverty and 28 million workers will get a raise, including me. And that's the kind of country I want to live in.